Texas General Hospital that was billing customers for, in some cases, the surgery should have costed $17,000, $18,000, and they're getting a $600,000 bill from their insurance company. And then they were telling them, oh, we're not going to put it to a credit bureau, and we're not going to turn it to a collection agency, but you better pay it. I think they were fishing for money is what they were doing. And it just doesn't seem right, because when people have health issues, they're at the worst point in time of their life. You don't take advantage of people when they are suffering like that. And you got them stuck. Now, what can consumers do, patients do, to protect themselves? To talk about all this is Dr. James Pinkney. He is with Diamond Physicians. Dr. James, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me on the show.
So, Doc, were you surprised when you saw the billing from Texas General? Because it was really outrageous. I've seen overbilling, but this was insane.
Yeah, actually, I was surprised. I've seen, hospitals price gouge, and I've seen, $9,000 for a Band-Aid in the ER, but $620-something thousand for a gastric sleeve surgery, that is absolutely ludicrous. I've never seen anything like that.
So you've made somewhat of a career of trying to get health expenses down. What do you see as the reason for our exploding health care costs? One, I think hospitals like this is one reason why we're paying such high insurance premiums.
That's true. Unfortunately, hospitals have reached a point where they have to charge almost 3 times market value for their services to be reimbursed from insurance companies. So oftentimes you will see, let's say, an $18,000, $20,000 surgery, $60,000 or so charged to the patient. I see that all the time. Insurance company will pay, $18,000, $20,000, and then the patient will have a large bill. I don't agree with that. I think you should practice fiscal responsibility and charge what the service is worth.
Yeah, I go through this. I own an auto care business, and I go through this all the time. Do I first give an original price of, to fix your water pump is going to be $600. They say no. I say, okay, well, we can do it for $400. I tell my mechanics, do not do that. I said, you give your best price first.
Exactly.
And that way people know what they're getting into. If you're constantly discounting your prices, it means it's not worth what they're charging.
That's exactly right, and that's what we do at Diamond Physicians. I charge a monthly membership fee. Kids are $45 a month, adults are $95 to $295, and you receive unlimited visits, no copay, and 24-hour access to your doctor. That's it. I don't accept insurance. We include all your acute medications, all your acute procedures with that one low monthly price, and that's the extent of our services. It's a wonderful way to truly provide affordable health care to U.S. citizens.
All right, so if somebody thinks they have the flu, they can come in and see you. But you can't do this if you got to be sewn up. What if you cut your finger off?
It's included. Absolutely. Laceration repair is included in our model. And think of it as a gym membership, but it's a healthcare membership. If everybody went to the gym that has a membership, the gym would implode. There's not enough lockers for everyone. The same is true for our system. So there's about a 35% show rate at our office. So that means any given month, about 35% of our clients need services, and that's how we can contain costs. By doing this membership model, we have plenty of revenue coming in to offer exemplary care at an affordable price.
All right, so I'll give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, I go in and I get blood work done, and I had a massive amount of blood work, and the lady says, well, you got to pay a $25 copay, which didn't make any sense to me because my insurance isn't even based off copays. It's based off deductibles.
Right.
And she said, that's what the computer's telling me. And do you know, if you didn't have to pay this, your blood work would be $2,800 for your blood work. So I'm thinking, oh, my God. Well, anyway, I get a bill back from the lab for $380. Now, one, they weren't up front with me in the beginning. They didn't tell me exactly how much I was going to be on the hook for. She said, you got to do a $25 copay. And now I get a bill for $380. Even if what I owed was $380, they originally said it was worth $2,800. How do they explain either dropping it all the way to $380 or not even telling me what it was going to be in the first place?
They can't. The markup, the inflation is ridiculous with labs and imaging services. A typical cholesterol check, one of the big companies like Quest or LabCorp, if you don't have insurance, they'll charge you $128. Well, I can go to a smaller lab, and this is exactly what we do, and get that same cholesterol check for $6. CBC $5 instead of $80. And that's why you were charged so much money. The markup is ridiculous. It's thousands of percentiles.
So at Diamond Physicians, and you're one of the founders in this, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you do blood work too?
Absolutely. We have a certified lab here. We draw blood here in our office. We spin it down, and then we ship it off to different labs that I've contracted with across the country at wholesale rates. So we get those CBC for $5.
And is that all included in the premium?
The labs are not included, but again, you're receiving a wholesale price. You have access to all of our negotiated rates. Same thing with imaging. So if you need an MRI, that would cost you $4,000 or $5,000. So that MRI diagnostic center will bill your insurance $4,000 or $5,000, and if your deductible is $3,000, you're responsible for that $3,000. But we charge $400 for an MRI. It's unbelievable what the market has done, and insurance payers have just driven costs through the roof.
Is this because that there are so many people who can't pay that insurance companies are charging this kind of money, and what, are you limiting it down to a clientele that always pays?
That's how it started. It started with a certain amount of the population not being able to afford the services. Insurance is charging reasonable rates, and then they just escalated through the years. And to be honest with you, it was on the physician side. So back in the 80s, physicians could charge whatever they want. And in different regions in the U.S., let's say you needed a colonoscopy and you were in New Orleans, the doctor might charge $3,000, but the Beverly Hills doctor might charge $6,000, whatever the market would hold. And that's how it kind of started. And then the insurance companies said, wait a minute, we're going to have a routine level playing field, and we're going to reimburse you $1,500 regardless of where you're at. And that's where it all started. And then things just began to creep up and escalate until now the costs they're out of control. And we have to do something to bring them back under control. And that's what Diamond Physicians has been founded on. That's our mission, to provide affordable health care to every U.S. citizen.
All right, so you're actually proof that free markets work. So even in the beginning, when the Beverly Hills was charging $6,000 and New Orleans was charging $3,000, it's what the clients were willing to pay. I really don't fault them for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You're doing the same thing here. You've brought the cost down. Do you think ultimately if you expand enough, are you just here, could you force the insurance companies to bring their costs down?
That is our ultimate goal. We just signed our first franchise deal. We're going to be opening up in Frisco in April, and then we've got deals working all across the country. I've got a deal working in Charlotte, Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami, Atlanta, Manhattan. So our goal is to have a franchise in every city, and that way, when we deliver a product that is fair, that practices fiscal responsibility, that doesn't mark up healthcare costs by 4,000%, insurance companies will have to pay attention and start lowering their premiums to actually give you a value, a product that is worth something.
All right, and you think you can get patients in quickly? You got to make an appointment like every other doctor, or can you be like these doc-in-the-boxes and just walk in?
Our clients always call us first, but we always have same-day availability. So we work them in, and we're open we're available 24 hours a day. So we're open from 8 to 5. But if you need to be seen at 9 o'clock, we'll come up here and I'll meet you here and I'll see you. Right. If you need to be seen at 6 a.m., people have to work from 8 to 5. It's very hard to get in and see a doctor. It's very inconvenient. We've taken away that inefficiency and that inconvenience, and we've made the doctor accessible. You have my cell phone number. You can email me. You can text me. You can video conference us. It's
a paradigm shift in the way health care is being delivered. It's going to put the hospitals, like this Texas General especially, on notice. Dr. James Pinkney, I appreciate you coming on and informing us about all this.
Oh, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
All right, you got it.